Welcome to the Engaged by Design podcast, where we help you engage more learners more effectively. I'm Dr. Vernon Smith, joined with Dr. Michael Cottom, and this special place called Studio E at Ensign College in Salt Lake City, Utah, with our special guest, Dr. Bruce Kusch, president of Ensign College.
Thanks, Vernon. Great to be here.
This is a wonderful place. Talk a little bit about this studio, because as we came in here, there were only students running this thing.
Yeah, so Studio E is a student-run broadcast studio. We record all of our podcasts here. The students, they write the script, they do the videography, they do the editing, they do all the sound, they do the lighting. Interior design students developed the set, and it's all student-run. And you know, when we record, the best part is students get to tell the president what to do,
which is probably not hard to do.
No, it's not, and I'm just so proud of them for the work that they do, the quality of the work that they do, and it really epitomizes what we try to do at Ensign College, which is give students real-world skills that help them get employed and make them very employable in an applied educational setting, and this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, this really is it.
This is the incarnation of that. Talk a little bit more about the college and your students.
So we have students that come to our campus in Salt Lake City from 75 countries around the world. About 45% of our students are international. The rest come from all over the United States. We have this year on our campus, we'll serve a little over 3,000 students in terms of unduplicated headcount. We'll serve another 25,000 online through our relationship with BYU-Pathway. But our focus is applied education within the church educational system. We're known as the applied curriculum provider. Our mission is to develop capable and trusted disciples of Jesus Christ. And we think we best do that by putting students in real-world situations where they develop skills that are in demand. They're employer-informed, they're industry-aligned, and it's just a really, really special place.
It is, and that's Ensign College today, but let's also take a little journey backwards. I'm going to bring up something that you said, Pathway. So I was at Rio Salado College in the Maricopa system, and you were coming and with a group, I remember that, with Fenton Broadhead, and you reminded me of this last summer, that you were, not only is this an Ensign story, this is also a BYU Pathway story, because you were doing work at that time already on BYU Pathway.
Yeah, so when I was at BYU, Idaho in 2009, when Pathway began with 3 pilot sites, one in Nampa, Idaho, one in Mesa, Arizona, and one in New York City. I've seen Pathway, I've been involved with Pathway from its inception. Now, in those early days, I wasn't deeply involved because they were doing things in a very deliberate, disruptive way under the direction of Elder Clark Gilbert at the time.
Yeah.
But as time has passed, certainly here, my involvement with Pathway has deepened. Our involvement with Pathway has deepened. But there were a lot of things that we were still trying to learn. We came home from our mission in Mexico in 2015. I'd been home like 3 or 4 days, and Fenton said, "We're going to Arizona." And I thought, in July? I mean,
wrong time to go.
Who chooses to go there in July sometimes?
Air conditioning was going strong.
Yeah, but it was wonderful. And I remember going to Rio Salado and learning and just trying to figure out that model and how it would apply. And then it was in 2021 that Ensign College, we had our name change. We started offering bachelor's degrees, and our relationship really deepened with BYU Pathway. And now it's part of our institutional DNA. It's part of who we are.
So how are you connected with Pathways at this point?
So BYU Pathway offers a pre-matriculation curriculum that students take. It's over 3 blocks of the schedule. And then when a student finishes in that 3rd block, they can begin the first course of a certificate program, either through Ensign College or BYU Idaho. So the programs that Idaho offers and that Ensign offers are complementary. We don't offer the same thing. So students choose whether they're going to take a BYU-Idaho path or an Ensign College path based on the programs that we offer. And so we have a very, very close relationship with Pathway, as does BYU-Idaho.
Right.
But it's kind of this three institutional consortium, I guess, of sister schools that are serving thousands and thousands of students all over the world.
Yeah, do you have students all over the world at this point?
We have students in about 105 countries.
Yes.
In 2026, we'll serve about 25,000 online students, and that's forecast to double in the next several years. And I think that could be conservative based on Pathway's growth.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. I want to take us back about a decade because in March of 2016, you became the Chief Academic Officer.
Yes, I did.
Ensign College. And let me hit some dates here, and then let's concentrate as we do this. Ensign College is where it is now, but there was a change process that happened under your leadership. And let's talk about that. So you became the president April 17th, 2017. By February 25th, you had announced that LDS Business College was now going to become Ensign College. And September 1st, 2020, it becomes official. There's a rebranding and a renaming of the college. By April 2024, you're already introducing the 3-year baccalaureate degree launching with the online credits. By May 5th, 2015, Cinco de Mayo 2025, you have the academic calendar shifting to 7 weeks. Mm-hmm. And on October 15, 2025, you announce all campus bachelor's degrees are going to be approved. And then February 2nd, 2026, the all-in redesign is announced, and all baccalaureate BAS degrees available in the spring 2026, right now, during this semester, are all available. That is an amazing, this is like a transformative journey. On any of these highlights would be an incredible change project. When you first came to Ensign College, what did you see, and what are some of the needs that you maybe perceived at that time?
Yeah, so when I came to Ensign College, I had the distinct impression that there were things that the Lord wanted this institution to do that we had not yet done. And some of that, a lot of it, came from really prophetic statements from President Henry B. Eyring. Mm-hmm. At my predecessor's inauguration in 2009, just a month after Pathway began. So 2009 is when those 3 pilot sites of Pathway began. A month later, President Eyring is speaking at President Larry Richards' inauguration, my predecessor. And one of the things he said was that this institution would play a key role in taking distance learning to the church. And when I read that, even before I got here, that was riveting for me. President Eyring in 2001 spoke at BYU-Idaho, and he gave an address called A Steady Upward Course, which has been a foundational document since then. Mm-hmm. And this address by President Eyring in 2009 at my predecessor's inauguration has been that for us. It's been a North Star for us, and it's guided a lot of our decisions. It's guided what we've tried to do, and we have felt that over these last several years we've been living in the midst of prophetic fulfillment, and I think because it was the right time, it enabled us to make changes at a really rapid pace.
Miraculous pace in some ways.
A really rapid pace.
Of looking at that. When you were here as president, did you see that as your biggest opportunity as you saw that moving to that?
Yeah, I mean, so,
strategy?
There were discussions and things that we had been looking at, and we had to make sure that the timing was right as we looked at, we had some things we had to figure out. In 2018, one of the first major things that we did under my tenure was change our mission statement. Mm-hmm. And that was a game changer.
Talk about that.
So we had a mission statement that was it was beautiful, but it was lengthy. It was this beautiful paragraph that tried to capture all of the wonderful things that had been said by prophets, seers, and revelators for a very long time. But as we examined this, we felt that we needed to have a mission statement that was short, succinct, powerful, and memorable. Mm-hmm. And that's where developing disciples of Jesus Christ developing capable and trusted disciples of Jesus Christ evolved from that discussion. Mm-hmm. And from the very inception of that mission statement, it stuck. It stuck. And people remember it. Students know it. Our faculty, our staff know it. It gets mentioned in prayers. It gets mentioned in devotionals. It gets mentioned frequently. And even when we don't expect that students might be, repeating that mission statement, but it happens all the time.
So changing a mission statement is sometimes a really big deal for an institution.
Uh-huh.
How did you go about making the change? Who was involved?
Yeah, so we had a committee. We counseled together with our executive committee. We had a marketing director mm-hmm. that we counseled with to make sure that the launch was done just right, because I didn't want to just send an email out and say, oh, by the way, we've changed our mission statement.
Yeah.
So it was a very intentional effort. We went through an approval process first with our board of trustees.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the day that it was presented in the board meeting, when it was approved, when I presented it, I got this little, air fist bump from President Eyring. So, it was like, okay, this is good.
And I love that image in my mind.
Yeah, yeah. And it was consistent with what all the other mission statements of the church educational system is, and what the mission statements of the other institutions are. So ours is a little different, but they all focus on developing disciples of Jesus Christ.
And speaking of the mission, when you change your mission, you have to go to your accreditors and put it there and do those things. But let's break it down a little bit. What, to you as president, what does capable and trusted disciples of Jesus Christ? Talk about the capable and talk about the trusted.
Yeah. So I think about this a lot. To be capable means you know things and you can do things. To be trusted is about who you are becoming and who you have become. It means that you have a moral compass. It means you're dependable. It means that you can be trusted. If we're developing capable and trusted disciples, it means that the Savior can trust you and you trust him. I think it was David O. McKay that said it's more important to be trusted than loved. And so just think about the issues of character or lack thereof. And so we want young people here and any of our graduates that have a moral compass and that can be depended on. And so those were two words, capable and trusted, that we thought really described what we're trying to do. Capable, because think about what you've seen here with these students that are recording and producing this podcast. They're demonstrating in real time how capable they are, and we see that with our students in lots of different settings. And so that they know how to do things. They do things very, very well, to a very high standard, and we trust them, and we trust them to do this because we know how capable they are and we know how good they are.
Yeah. They never stop amazing when students are given that okay to be themselves and raise their talents. Now, what happened first, the mission statement change or the rebrand of the name? What came first?
The mission statement came first. It came in 2018, in early 2018, and the rebrand came in 2020.
And how did the mission statement change impact that rebrand?
Well, so it was really the first of, I would say, the transformational things that we were doing with the institution. And it really did begin to change how we saw ourselves and what we did, because everybody knew what the mission statement was. Before that, you would have had to, I don't know, where's the mission statement, and here it is, and it's this paragraph, which it was, and it was beautiful.
Oh, of course.
It was beautiful, but nobody could remember it, and it didn't get talked about that much, and so we wanted something that got talked about every single day, and that was the standard by which we measured our work.
And it's the rebrand comes out, and what did you keep deliberately from the LDS Business College culture and things like that, and what did you sort of shape and move as you saw this need for the rebranding?
So from my office, I have a beautiful view of the Salt Lake Temple.
Nice.
And I see it every day. When the construction started, when the remodeling of the temple and everything that's gone on for the last 6 years, or now, I guess, moving into 7, I've watched it every single day. I watched the scaffolding go up. I've watched the scaffolding go down. I watched them take off the angel Moroni. I watched them put the angel Moroni back. I've seen all this. And, I drive by the site multiple times a week to go to meetings in the church office building. And for me, it's the temple is kind of a metaphor of what's happened at Ensign College. When that temple is dedicated sometime in 2027, I'm assuming, the purpose of that building will not have changed one single bit. The ordinances will be the same. Everything will be the same. It will look different on the inside, and it will look different on the outside. But the purpose of that building will not have changed one single bit. And that's kind of what's happened at Ensign College. Our purpose as an institution hasn't changed. We are the applied curriculum provider, and we prepare our graduates for jobs in powerful and spiritually nourishing ways. That's what we've always done. Now, we have a different name. We have some different offerings, but at the end of the day, nothing's changed about Ensign College in terms of the way that we look on these students and the hope that we have for them. In President Eyring's address, he said students come here who think they have limited opportunities and limited potential, and they find hope where they thought they could not hope, and they dream dreams that they thought were impossible. So that's
profound.
That's us.
Yeah.
That's us.
That is profound.
Just made me think of President Nelson touring the foundations
Yes.
of that temple. And
Right.
how it needed to be rebuilt
Yes.
for the coming shaking,
Yeah.
right? For the
Yeah.
hard times. And
Yeah.
Is that part of
Yeah.
Ensign's vision?
Yeah.
You have to be the new institution, really.
We
right?
we had to be better with systems and policies and things like that, because I knew that if we did our part, the Lord had plenty of things for us to do. I honestly didn't know what it was. I mean, I knew that there were opportunities, but it was in 2020, late 2020, or actually early 2020, when the proposal was made to the First Presidency to change our name, to offer bachelor's degrees, and to really forge a relationship with Pathway that would expand the reach of Ensign College around the world.
So you have really created, if we look at the iron triangle of higher education, looking at cost, quality, and access, you pulled the corner of access tremendously worldwide.
Yeah.
The cost is still very reasonable, and the quality is also there because of the nature of the curriculum and the mission that's there.
Yeah.
What does Ensign do differently? Because it's also looking at the market and employment and things like that. During that transformation, what did you make sure happened in that ability to really respond to the market and make your students capable?
Yeah. So one of the things, and perhaps one of the most impactful things that we do, is that we have program advisory boards for every one of our programs. And so we invite professionals to come, and we meet with them once or twice a year. We review our curriculum with them, and we say, this is what we're thinking, this is what we're planning, this is our curriculum. Are we on? Are we off? What should we improve? What should we change? Will this meet your needs? And so that's really vital. The other thing that we do when we're designing a course is that we identify a subject matter expert that is a professional doing the work. And the question that we ask is, what do you do every day and what do you produce? What are the requirements of your job? And then we design a course around what people that are really doing that job do. The other thing that's really fundamental for us is that we have a practitioner faculty, primarily. About 75% of our total student credit hours are delivered by a practitioner faculty. In fact, just last night we had an event to honor them, but they bring relevant experience. They bring real world, real time experience into the classroom, and so they're training our students based on what they're doing on the job. And these are some people that are really capable and really talented, and that are in high-level jobs that want to give back. And so the pedigrees of our faculty are really based on the work that they're doing in industry, and they bring that to the classroom. And so I think it's a combination of those things that allows us to really create a curriculum that's powerful with instruction that's powerful. So as an example of also the quality of our full-time faculty, so in our accounting department and finance department, we have a former Johnson & Johnson CFO.
Wow.
We have a former CFO of Sam's Club and Walmart. I think that's pretty good.
I think those are some good credentials.
Scale.
To know what they're talking
and
about.
we have others that that have done some wonderful things in their fields before they came. Another faculty member that ran restaurants for major restaurant chains all over the world. It's a pretty good experience.
That's
if you
good
ask me,
experience.
And so just some very, very, very talented people that come here and give.
So as a student or a future student, so we get to talk about also, one of the things that you can be assured of is that your curriculum is going to be real world, it's relevant,
Yes.
and it's top tier.
Yes.
And so that goes with the Ensign, that it's assurance for that student.
Yeah.
Not only are we going to teach you to be trusted, but you can trust us
Yeah.
because we're helping you and getting you there.
Yeah, there is, I'm going to call it a crisis in higher education right now. It's a gap crisis. It's more than a gap. It's more than a chasm. It's like the Grand Canyon of disconnect between, in many cases, between higher education and employers.
Yes.
And employers saying, you don't have to do many searches before you find study after study after study that says employers are finding that graduates aren't prepared with the skills that they want them to have, and this gap. And we can't solve it for everybody, but we can solve it for our students. Absolutely. And we take that very seriously we've integrated career services with academics. So that's integrated into
That's good.
All of the coursework. We did that probably about 4 years ago. That was another thing that we did. And I think it was an inspired move for us.
Very forward-thinking.
It's good for us, good for our students. And so we are confident that when we send an Ensign College student out into the world, they're going to be ready to go to work because of the experiences that they will have had in their classes.
So given your students all over the world at this point, are those services, how do the services extend to them where they are all over the world?
Yeah, so that's part of what our partnership with Pathway, is doing. But the curriculum, when we design a course, the curriculum is pretty much the same, whether it's going to be delivered online to a Pathway student or whether it's going to be taught face-to-face here in Salt Lake City.
It's amazing. Now, in this transformational journey are there some lessons that Bruce, as an individual, you know, President Kusch here, but Bruce learned along this way that have been things that you've really reflected on and that have helped you in your current position?
Yeah, so one of the things that we started doing probably about in 2020, maybe a little sooner than that, was we realized the importance of hiring for mission fit. Mm-hmm. That made all the difference in the world in our ability to transform this institution. You know, I've said I don't want a group of people that all think alike, but I do want us to be like-minded. Mm-hmm. And that means a commitment to our mission and a deep commitment to students and no personal agendas. You know, if you have to deal with personal agendas in an organization, you spend your time dealing with personal agendas and you don't make progress to serve students, which is the reason we exist, right? And so that was one really important lesson that I learned. I certainly learned a great lesson about the importance of alignment with living prophets and timing. And timing is really important. And when you're in alignment with prophets, alignment with the Lord's will, and you do it at the right time, then great things happen. And if you don't, you're going to be trying to push a really big rock uphill with no help.
With sort of weak arms.
That's right.
They'll be doing this.
Thank you for listening to part one of our conversation with President Bruce Kusch. We hope you're enjoying it as much as we are, and come back for the next episode where we dig further into the story of this great institution and where they're going next. And remember to like, subscribe, give us a rating, and send us some feedback on the Engaged by Design podcast. We sure appreciate connecting with our listeners. So as always, engage by design.